Okay, bike, baby carry thing, all my racing gear. We've got the stroller, we've got the baby. Hello baby. Dude, going to the race with the family is like moving to a different house. We've got the car jam-packed. On our way.
Rotterdam en Kalverpassage Amsterdam.
Wie had dat gedacht? Van vakanties ver van...
Somebody just woke up. We're standing still for 2 seconds.
Minutes later.
What's up guys? What's up cycling fanatics? Today I'm racing a criterium in Heerhugowaard. This is gonna be 100 kilometers. I didn't order any rain, but at the moment it's raining a little bit. It's supposed to clear up later. It's only the second criterium I'm racing this year. I only did one before versus, I don't know, like 20 crits in Holland last year. Totally different racing season. So who knows? Let's see. 100k in a crit is pretty long. It's gonna be like 2.5 hours. We packed everything in the car. We've got the baby. We've got the mommy. We've got the bike. We've got the stroller. We've got the maxi cozy. We've got the baby bed. We've got the warm-up Tox booster machine. Everything. We're in the Peugeot 3008. Supplied for the weekend by Nefkin, so thanks a lot. We get to sort of test out different vehicles to see which one is big enough to fit all this gear to go on a day racing. It feels like going for a week holiday. Anyway, number 74 today. I just registered. I'm gonna get my stuff going and then hope for the best. Hope it dries up and good luck. All right, here we go. 100-kilometer criterium. The Tour de Waard is written down on the street right there at the start-finish line. This is the 49th edition of this race here in Heerhugowaard, just 30 minutes north of Amsterdam. And this race was a mixed criterium with elite men and amateur riders. So the elite men in Holland is actually already a mix from pros and amateurs, and then the amateur category is just a name for the category below the elite. So it's gonna be a couple pros, a couple club riders in the elite category like me, and then a couple other riders from the amateur category. And there was actually a couple riders from my club racing today. And a side note, I forgot to start the cycling computer, so the data will show up very soon. Now, it was a very fast lap here in Heerhugowaard because it was all tarmac. There were no speed bumps and the turns were pretty fast. So very fast lap. And here we go with the data. You can see my speed, cadence, the power I'm producing in the bottom, the timer into the race in the top left, and then the top right you'll see the track layout. So you see right now it's a 4 left-hand turn track, and the turn we're going through right now was actually the sharpest turn in the race. All the others were a lot faster. So very fast lap. We ended up doing like 46 kilometers an hour over more than 2 hours in this race. So it was a very fast race. Now guys, if you like these videos, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, because I've got more of this stuff coming up. I'm gonna do another couple races this year, so stay tuned. Now this is the long last straightaway with a heavy tailwind. So we're drafting, but you're not really drafting. It's really your own power right now, and it was a fast last straight. Here we go, just 5 minutes into the race and it's completely stretched out already. I started all the way in the front, but I didn't really want to stay in the front the whole time, so I fell back a little bit, and right there, less than 10 minutes, a big attack was already going on, and a clubmate of me, he went with the attack, so I just held back a little bit, gave him this space and see what's gonna happen. But only 1 or 2 laps later, a lot of guys started to follow, and I just went with them. The lap was actually only 1500 meters, so that's about 1 mile. So not too long. We did 65 laps today. 65, that's a lot. So right here we've got a very good chasing pace going on, because the group that just left is already gone, and there was a big gap. Now right there you see the same club mate of me, he's falling back. Their attempt to chase was actually not successful. And right here I'm communicating with this guy on the left, and he tells me there's 5 guys ahead of us in a breakaway. So a lot of us wanted to chase that down, so we start chasing that break, because it wasn't just the start of the race, it was a 100-kilometer criterium. I did not expect the decision of the race to be in the first 15 minutes, but it turned out it was. Right now we're on a preem lap, and they gave out a lot of preems, and all the preems were for the first 10 riders. So if you're with the first 10, you get a preem going from a higher price back to a lower price. So I'm still pushing out a little bit to get some little preems. The lead of that 5-guy breakaway was already 1 minute and 10 seconds. Now that's a lot on a short lap like this. Here we go with another preem lap finish. Snag the preem right there, and it was time to start chasing, because I still wanted to try and get that 5-man break back, and so did these guys. So we formed a group of a couple strong riders, and we started chasing hard, and we split from the peloton. So now there's this first 5-man break, then there's us. There were like, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 riders in this second group, but not everybody was doing the same work. So it turned out very quickly that a couple guys, including me, were pushing hard in the front, and a couple guys started sandbagging in the back of this group. They either didn't want to pull, or they didn't have the legs to pull, because the speed was super high, so it was going really fast, and they were trying to hold on as long as possible. But this would sort out later in the race. Right here you can see the group. It's like 10 riders, and we were working pretty well together at this moment, but it was hard to really get a good advantage of each other, because these sharp turns, and then we're doing these preem laps in between. Although these preem laps totally mess up the speed of the group and the organization of the group, we're still sprinting for these preems. So instead of everybody focusing on getting the breakaway back, there were a couple riders, like you see right now, fighting for these preems, and this messed up sort of our attempt to chase the break. So I figured, okay, I'm gonna try and get some preems as well. We're probably not gonna chase this break hard enough so we can overtake them before the finish. So let's just keep up the pace, stay ahead of the peloton, and then try to get a couple preems, and that's it. Right here, this turn was, sometimes it was really hard, and I didn't really know what to do to keep going, overtake the guy that was falling back just from taking a pull, or wait after the turn to overtake him. So sometimes a big gap opened up after this turn. It was a bit of a shitty turn. It was a very sharp turn, and at least it messed me up a couple times in this race, and I had to close the gap again, and it was a hard turn. Another preem lap, and again, like before, guys are chasing and pulling for these preems. So right here we have the preem finish, and because there's a 5-man break and the first 10 riders get a preem, we're still getting preems. So it's preems number 6 to 10. So the first 5 riders of this group get a preem. What you see right here is a couple guys discussing what's going on. I mean, there's a couple guys not working, and the guy in blue and yellow told them, like, dude, you need to keep rotating and work with us, because you're messing everything up. And I don't know, it went a little bit better, but after this moment, the pace went up, and we just went a little bit faster, which actually split off the guys that were sort of hanging in the back and were not able to follow. So we went from a 10-12 man group to about a 5-man group, 5 or 6 guys, and these guys were working together a little bit better. Alright, at some point after this I switched off the camera because the battery is dying and I wanted to film the finish. And at some point we were passing start finish, 8 laps to go, and the judges tell us, you guys are gonna finish the whole race, you got 8 laps to go. Everybody heard it, so that's what you anticipate on. But then all of a sudden he called last lap, while we all thought we had 5 laps to go. So what you're gonna see next is the last lap after he sort of miraculously shortened the race for us and gave us the last lap call. So here we go with the last lap. Okay, this is start finish, this is the last lap. We didn't know it in advance, but here we go. I'm in the front. I didn't want to be in the front, obviously, so I tried to fall back a little bit more. And they already took out the peloton out of the race. They already finished, so it's just us and then the breakaway group. So we don't have to worry about the peloton catching up with us. And you see that straight away. The pace is going down. Guys are not following. A couple guys were behind me right now and I wanted to fall back. This is when it gets weird. Guys are looking at each other, and then right now a guy who's been sandbagging the whole day he just continues riding and nobody follows. So big gap, and right now I'm just acting to not be able to follow, not be able to close this gap, so these guys overtake me and I can follow them because I didn't want to close this gap. So right here they do what I wanted them to do, and they start chasing hard and I follow them. Coming up to this before last turn, a sharp turn, and then we've got one left turn and then this very long tailwind last straight, and I figured I can try to go early and sprint from the beginning. It's a tailwind, so it's gonna be hard to chase anyway. We're not sprinting for the first place, only for place 5 to 10, so let's give it a go. So I started sprinting, but this race was really hard. My legs were totally smashed and I didn't have any sprint left. As you can see, I have a hard time hitting just over 1,000 watts and I can't keep it up very long. So the guys behind me, they just overtake me pretty easy. But anyway, I get overtaken by a couple. I ended up 9th place, which is not bad for the situation I'm in right now, not being able to train a lot. Make sure you check out the end of the video because I'm gonna tell you what's up next and where I'm racing next weekend. Dude, this was a pretty hard race. 100-kilometer criterium. I did not expect the breakaway to form this quickly. It was like the first lap, a couple guys took off, and before I knew it, they had 1 minute. So it never got back. I started chasing, but we never got it back. But we did stay away from the peloton. Do you hear Sam? Sam is hungry again. I ended up 8th place, which is good. It was a good training. It was very intense. Only my 2nd criterium of this year, and it's pretty hard, these crits. I did manage to snag a few preems, so picking those up, getting the prizes, and then get the hell out of here. 4, 5, 6. Kijk eens, een stapel. Nou, bedankt, fijne dag nog. Tot volgend jaar. Ja. So even though there was a breakaway of 5 riders, these preems are for the first 10. So I snagged 6 of them and an end prize. I got 9th place at the end and 6 preems. So that's pretty nice. Kijk eens, schatje. Dikke stapel weer. Hallo. Kom, we gaan weer naar huis, hè. We might need an even bigger car than this, but we're in. Alright guys, next week I'm racing the Ronde van Midden-Nederland, which is a UCI 1.2 race, big 200-kilometer road race through the center of Holland. National and international pro teams are going to be present, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop me a like for the video, and I'm going to see you next time. See ya! Oh yeah, diaper bag. Thank God we have mommy.